my mom did really well. So my mom, she never really wanted to come to the U.S. She had it her way, she would have been in lived and died her whole life in Liberia. I would have been born in Liberia and all of that. Much like most of my family, and I'm sure a lot of other Liberians who only left home because of the war that was going on. So my mom was really intentional about making sure that I grew up Liberian.
Yeah.
In the home, in our community, we went to Liberian church. Most of them, 99.9% of my mom's friends were Liberian. The only time I had any interaction to really like black culture or anything like that was when I was at school.
Yeah.
Or any kind of American culture was when I was at school. Ate Liberian food growing up. My mom taught me how to make Liberian food. I remember the first time I asked her, I was sitting at the table and I just learned in school about Africa. And I said, Mom, is it true that, like, in Africa, y'all lived in huts and things like that? And at the time, we were living in an apartment. And she said, no. She was very insulted.
Yeah.
And she said, no. We had houses even bigger than our apartment now and things like that. And I was like, oh, really? That was my first time realizing, oh, like, Africa's a place. Like, it's a real joint. And at the time, I was probably like 7 or 8 years old.
Yeah.
And so, my mom was just really intentional about making sure that I grew up Liberian because she knew that where I was, if she wasn't going to feed me that, I wasn't going to get it anywhere else. And I'm very grateful that she did, because even for the example of, like, I'm able to switch back and forth between Kolokwa and American English. Kolokwa is what we call Liberian English. And so even to the point where even when I went back home to Liberia for the first time, one of the greatest compliments I received was when I was speaking Kolokwa to the people, they would say, are you sure this is your first time here? You sure you didn't, like, I said, yeah, my man, this is my first time. They said you talk just like us. I said, thank you so much.
Yeah, that's love. That's man.
Multiple people. If one person would have said it, I would have been like, "Oh, you just gassed and trying to make me feel better."
Yeah.
But multiple people said it, and I was like, "Okay, this is a blessing. I'm grateful for what my mom did. I just wish I would have been able to learn some of the actual like languages that are in Liberia.
Yeah.
That's my only regret.
Yeah.
It's not too late.
Not too late. Yeah.
It's not too late.